Hey guys, what is up? xPlagueSpores here. Welcome to another episode of Shroud of the Avatar. This time we are going to explore West Ravenswood. Now, mind you guys, that the server is going to be reset shortly here in just a couple days at the end of January for the new release. But a lot of stuff should be the same. There might be some tweaks here and there to fighting styles. We really just don't know. We do know that crafting should be a little more filled out. But here is West Ravenswood. This is usually the first stop of new players after Braemar. They come here and they farm up and they do their best. You can find spiders here, you can find bears, all like lower level things. There's also kobolds. So you'll find them, and I mean all sorts of things here. Like I said, it is lower level. It's not like the deep Ravenswood where you can really power level. This is like more of a beginner's area that beginners start with, and they tend to struggle here at times. Let's go ahead and kill this spider. It's just a wolf spider. Here comes another one. That's okay though. We should easily be able to dispatch them. Okay, just go ahead and toggle through our abilities, and there we go. Let's go ahead and loot these up. Always loot, especially for that crafting. We really have to take advantage of learning the crafting system now, since it's pre-alpha and we have access to the entire crafting tree. Now, I'm not sure with this, the adding of the crafting skills, I'm not sure if they're going to take away the 100% crafting skills from everyone and make you devote to it. Not sure if that would be wise right now while it's still pre-alpha, just because why would people devote so much time to that when it's not a permanent thing? So let's just go ahead and walk down the roads. As you can see over here, spiders. Nothing like the spiders at Deep Ravenswood though. You won't gain as much levels as you would over there. He's going to attack us. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Get our debuffs going on him. There we go. Loot them up. Probably just some venom sacks or something like that. I'm not sure if they give spider silk like Deep Ravenswood spiders do. Let us go ahead and zoom out here so we can see a little bit more of what's going on. So once again, I am playing on solo online play, just for the sake of the video and seeing the mobs. So over here past the spiders we have wolves. And they're just gray wolves and large gray wolves. So nothing too crazy. Of course you have your resources that you can gather. The ores and cotton, stuff like that, you know. All the standard resources. Like I said, that's my main complaint, is that in the overworld, the resource gathering, it's not, you know, percent chance to get, it's like static places you go and get the things. So it's not even like about really looking for them. You can actually map them out exactly where all the things are, and you can just farm them all day long. You can just sit there and wait for them to respawn all day long. I can foresee people macroing that and just getting all of the, just hoarding it for themselves. And especially, like, who's really going to get after you for macroing something like that, especially if you can do solo online. There's not going to be anybody to stop you from doing that. So you can just keep your character logged in all day with a macro running on your computer to farm it up every time it respawns. It's a really bad idea with their resource gathering. It shouldn't be static locations. It should be based on your ability to farm that particular item, like mining or a certain other gathering, and in your abilities to actually hit specific like ore. Like the higher level you are with mining, the more likely you're to hit other things besides copper. So over here we have a kobold camp, and I believe there's a quest you can get for in here where you steal a sword. So I'll go ahead and run through it to the other side. This place basically does a big loop. So let me go ahead and fight my way through here. Take out the bandits. You do have to be careful in here, especially at lower levels. They will gang up on you. And like always, you know, they gang up on you. They can do a pretty good amount of damage. Now they are all melee, so you can always kite them. And what I mean by that is if you just like run back and forth like this, because of the animation, how they have them, which they need to fix, they can't actually hit you. So you can just run by all day and not take damage from melee. Now this does take a lot longer to kill them, but it is something that you can do if you are losing. So if you're losing, it's nothing but a bunch of melee guys. Just start kiting them back and forth like that. You should be good to go. Slam to the ground here. Excuse me. Okay. And there we go. Let's go ahead and loot these guys up. Get some gold and cobalt warhammers, which you can then sell. So when you start looting the mobs that have like weapons on them, that's when you start actually making pretty decent money. Just go ahead and get rid of this guy. And loot him up. Now let's venture in here a little further. As you can see, there's like a camp here. I think this is where, it might be further in, but I believe this is where you get the sword. I have not actually done the quest. I just help people do it. I haven't really been talking to NPCs to get quests. I've been just wandering around and exploring the world, seeing what trouble I can cause. There we go. Loot these guys. There's a barrel over here we can break open. I don't know why. There's never anything in there that I found so far. So I believe this is the sword you have to grab. I'm not sure. But we could steal all this stuff. Pretty much everything you see in the game you can take. All this little items sitting around, like bowl. Let's kind of sit down here while I try to steal all their stuff. Maybe I can't grab this stuff, I'm not sure. And it looks like I equipped this item by accident. So let's see what I want to do here. we are just going to switch back and forth instead of going through my pack and looking for that, because I won't use up, even though when switching decks like that, you will use up 50% of your focus, but I wasn't really too concerned with that. So this area looks like it's old ruins of some sort. Guess I'm gonna have to fight these guys because they're kind of annoying. Let's go slam the ground here, do a little bit of damage to all of them. There's one down. Slam the ground again for some damage. I'm actually gonna heal here. And remember to stagger your abilities in between your auto attacks. Just feels like, at least, I haven't done the number testing, but it feels like you actually end up doing more damage faster doing it this way. And there we go, one more. And there we go. Let's loot this mess of bodies. And did I get turned around here? No. Okay. So if you continue out this way, I'll show you real quick. If we just run, let's just run right by these guys. We don't need to fight every mob we see. But if we come down this road, we will head to where we first started, at West Ravenswood. If you ever need to farm rabbits, this is the place to go. There's lots of them. So if you ever need to skin lots of rabbits, come here. And there, it's safe for new players to do it because they're always along the road. Lots of bears over here. Resources, you see copper and sulfur. So furious ash. Let's see. And then you come up here, you have more wolves. You have an NPC fighting a wolf. I'm sure there's some kind of quest there for that. Gotta skin these wolves. I just want to skin this wolf and leave. Come on now. See, here's another problem. See this wolf hitting me? It's just really annoying. Once you start that animation, start walking towards the animal you're skinning, you're not going to be able to like stop it. So you have to wait for that gump to come back up so you can loot them, start doing other stuff. It's even worse for, what do we got here? It's even worse for mining. So we got some nightshade. Let's see if I can, there we go. Sulfurous ash. Okay, so the reason why you want to get the reagents, or reagents, however you like to pronounce it, is because you won't use focus when you cast spells. Instead, you will use them, and it's only a chance they use them. So, like, a few reagents like can last quite a while, if you have them in your pack, and you won't be using that focus. So that means you get to stay in combat longer. This might come to play later. I don't know. So far, it doesn't seem like a huge issue. I don't seem like you're in combat long enough for you to really run out of focus. But with a scrolling deck as a mage, you might have that issue. Maybe. Not sure. Like I said, when I've been playing the scrolling decks, I have not had that issue. I've not really run out of focus at all. So, but it is nice to have the option to not use your focus and use those, especially that it doesn't use them up automatically, like how Ultima Online used to actually take reagents and you sit there and you go to the faction vendors and you buy hundreds of thousands of reagents of each kind, and you just have storage units just full of reagents, and like you always like carry like something like 60 of each everywhere you went just to fight. So we got some large gray wolves over here, but more importantly up here we have large spiders. This side of the area of West Ravenswood, the newer players might want to stay away unless in a group of 3 or more. It can get a little hairy if you're like 1 or 2 people, newer players. You can die pretty fast to these spiders as they gang up on you. Like I said, Deep Ravenswood, much worse than this. So if you're a new player by yourself, this is the place most likely you will find yourself. Just because it's so close to Braemar and you don't know where to go. Okay, there's some skeletons over there. Let me go ahead and take these spiders out. Do a little bit of damage to all of them. A little bit of damage to all of them. And here comes the skeletons. They're going to join the fight to beat me up. Or are they going to kill the spider? Looks like they're going to kill the spiders, which is fine. Afterwards, of course, they'll attack me. So let's just keep fighting here. Gotta knock them away and do my AoE. Doesn't do that much damage, but that's okay. It does a little bit. Let's go and loot all these bad boys up. And then you start seeing with the large wolf spiders, we get the spider silk. It's definitely a benefit of being over here with the large wolf spiders, but still not the ideal place. I'd rather go to deep Ravenswood to collect that. I'm going to actually ignore the spider. If you just saw right there, he shot venom up in the air and it hit me. That's what you have to worry about as newer players, because that stacks and it can hurt. Looks like this is a wall to nothing. A doorway to nothing. Let's keep looking. Let's just run around the outskirts here. See what we find. More spiders. Looks like spider eggs. Can't do anything. Anything up here? Nothing. Just a fall. See, I take more damage now from falling than I do from spiders. I don't think there's anything over here. I think that's it, just a bunch of spiders. Haven't really fully explored the area in detail, but that's not the purpose of this video. It's just to give you an overview of the areas and what kind of mobs are in each. Like if there's some kind of hidden dungeon or something like that, I'm not sure. We can get some black pearl or white pearl, or is it black pearl in this? Just like Ultima? Yeah, black pearl. So if you want to farm that, you just run along the shore and you can start finding those. You just gotta remember all these melee. This whole area is nice because it's nothing but melee mobs, so you can easily just avoid them by just keep running. They won't be able to hit you. If you do die, you know, obviously there's the unfortunate thing about Shroud of the Avatar, there is no penalty right now for dying. You get like a penalty timer where reduce stats, but I mean that's, yeah, that's just meh. There's no looting. I mean, should be looting, but that's something for them to work out, not for us. It's their game, however they want to design it, whatever crowd they want to pull in, because I know they are trying to please the old school Ultima fans as well as the Ultima Online fans. Definitely a feat in itself to try to pull both groups. I mean, Ultima Online, if they could pull every Ultima Online fan there is who plays Ultima Online or has played Ultima Online, they would be pretty set. And anybody after that would just be a perk. So as we run back through here, you can see the spiders over here and stuff like that. There is a deer over here. Bears. We can chop wood over here. Lots and lots and lots of resources. So I mean, it's an abundance of resources. Now with Ultima Online, it is more so than this because you could just walk up to any tree and you can chop it as long as you were a lumberjack. Likewise, you can walk up to any mound of dirt You can walk up to any mountainside or sand or something like that, and you can mine. So, I mean, I get what they're trying to do. It feels like very World of Warcraft like, and I mean, I get that if they're trying to compete, but they shouldn't be trying to compete with World of Warcraft because this game is not a cartoonish noob, thing. It's it should just be hardcore, and they will get the player base. Because, there's a lot of people played WoW just because there's nothing else to really fill that need. I mean, aside from Ultima Online, which, there are some other handfuls, but, like, Ultima Online to this day still has thousands of people who play it. Thousands. 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 I mean, if you look at the live servers, the paid servers, I don't even know. That's a good question. I'll have to look that up for the next video. How many paid subscribers to Ultima Online that EA Games still has? Because I know it's still a large amount. And then all the free servers out there. Definitely money to be made. Definitely a lot of people like this style of game over World of Warcraft type cartoonish style. But yeah, that was West Ravenswood. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Even if I don't know the answer, I will find it for you. So just let me know. Leave a comment, like, dislike, whatever you choose. Until next time, I'm xPlagueSpores. Thanks for watching, guys.